Gale's Demographics Now provides a quick and accurate solution to identifying who your competition is. If you want to identify competitors in Demographics Now, simply use the Business Households section of the product. Let's walk through exactly how this can be done. From the homepage, click on Looking for Businesses or the Business/Households tab to access the list of businesses within Demographics Now. In order to identify your competition, we need two pieces of information, a specific geography and a business type. Let's start with geography. You can define a market size for any geography. This can be a specific address, a city, a zip code, a county, a custom geography you define from the map, or any other geography selected from the geography menu. For this example, let's define a market size from your business address by simply typing that in the geography selection box in the upper left section of the product. We will enter a hypothetical business address of 2000 West Boulevard, Los Angeles, California. Next, let's specify that customers who frequent your business live within a 5-minute drive time of that address. You may decide to use an 8-minute or 10-minute drive time, and you can easily type that in to get a different boundary. Or you may decide to use distance around your business instead of drive time, and therefore could use any fraction and the miles indicator. For example, 0.5 miles, 1.3 miles, etc., etc. The second piece of information you will need is the type of business you are in. For this example, our business is a coin-operated laundromat. Since we are only looking to find similar businesses that compete with our business, we will need to input the business type to filter out other businesses. You can do this by first selecting the Business Custom Search tab. In order to view all of the selections to filter the results, next click on Expand All to expand all of the available filters. There are 3 ways you can select or filter your search to include only those businesses that compete with your business. First, you can view the list of SIC codes and then select the specific SIC code that represents the business type you are interested in. Second, you can view the list of NAICS codes and then select the specific NAICS code that represents the business type you are interested in. Both SIC and NAICS codes are the standard numbering systems used by federal statistical agencies in classifying business establishments for the purpose of collecting, analyzing, and publishing statistical data related to the U.S. business economy. NAICS was set up in 1997 and was intended to replace the SIC numbering, but never actually caught on, even though NAICS codes provide a greater level of detail about a firm's activity than SIC codes. The final method of identifying a specific business type within Demographics Now is by using the keyword search. This is an easy way of searching the text descriptions of NAICS or SIC codes rather than looking at and expanding the tree menus as previously demonstrated. Since businesses have primary and secondary codes assigned to them, for example, grocery stores may be categorized under grocery, but also under pharmacy if they fill prescriptions. You will need to select from the radio buttons whether you want to search the primary or all of the assigned codes, in addition to whether you want to search SIC or NAICS. You will note that there are also search filters specifically for an 8-digit SIC keyword and yellow page headings that can be used in the same manner as we just discussed. Just keep in mind that not all businesses in Demographics Now are assigned an 8-digit SIC code or are listed in the yellow pages, so your results will not return all of the businesses if you use these filters for this purpose. For this example, we will use the keyword search to look for our business type. When searching by keyword, it is important to note that some trial and error may be required to find the exact business type you are looking for. Let's demonstrate this. We will first search by primary NAICS code by clicking on the appropriate radio button. Next, we will type in laundromat and click the lookup button, and immediately see that it returns no results. We will next try a different spelling and change it to laundry and click on lookup again. With this keyword, we have several categories, except none indicate a coin-operated laundromat. In fact, there are listings for non-coin operated, which is exactly the opposite of what we are looking for. So we try again by typing in coin to see if that will find what we are looking for. From the results of this search, we have located NAICS code 812310, coin-operated laundries and dry cleaners, which is pretty close to what we are looking for. We click on that entry and it appears in the selected box below. One last thing to do before we click on search, and that is to scroll down to the out of business filter under special selects and click that box. We do this so that we only receive businesses that are active in our results list. We now click on View Results, and we have a list of businesses that are within 5 minutes drive time of our location and operate as coin-operated laundromats, our direct competition. If we want to map these locations, we simply select them all by clicking on the square button to the left of the company name heading, and then select View on Map. To show the names of these businesses, we simply click on the label icon next to Business List in the Mapping Tools list. We can also add an annotation to the red dot in the center that will label that as our business. We do this by clicking on Map Annotations and then clicking on Add Annotation. We then can add our name and select a business icon to represent it. We can add a description if we like, change the font size, and also decide to show the description only when our cursor hovers over it. We can export this map or email it for printing later. One last item. We can return to the list of businesses by clicking on the Business/Households tab and selecting Details up on the right to view the detail information on these competitors, as well as print them directly from that screen or alternatively download them to an Excel format. One thing to remember is that if you have more than 10 competitors showing, you can only view the details on screen 10 at a time. Find your competition, map them to show their locations, and print out a business summary on each one of them. It's that easy with Demographics Now.